Hello, hello.
Hello.
Today I welcome Aga Ploska, who specializes in crowdfunding campaign for impactful projects. She works with women who create their crowdfunding campaigns, very difficult word, and support them with the SheCrowdfunds program. And thanks to crowdfunding, she published her book, A Woman from the Crowd, How to Run a Crowdfunding Campaign in 4 Steps, available in Polish, in English. Hello, Aga.
Hello, Aneta. Thank you for having me.
It's very nice to talk with you online just after meeting you offline, which is more and more rare nowadays. But we met together in the subject that interests me and you, because we have a common also program which includes crowdfunding. So my first question for you, as you as you already know, but still we would like to present it to our listeners and watchers. Tell me, what is crowdfunding and what we can finance through that? Because I suppose that not many people still know how it works.
A very interesting question, and thank you that we are starting from the scratch and from the definition actually. And what I like to say about crowdfunding is that this is a mechanism that allows many people invest in your idea through crowdfunding platform. So you need to have a kind of website, like maybe you have heard about Kickstarter, GoFundMe, Indiegogo. These are the names that probably might ring a bell. And you need a website so that people can go to this website and can pay money for your idea. And what actually here we could say, okay, this is enough, this is crowdfunding. And here I like to add an additional point that this, what I just described, might be a kind of charity crowdfunding or donation, but to make it competitive or to make it even more fun, that will be the thing that you can add. So something that you can give to your supporters. So we may name it a reward, a perk, whatever else the name will find for that, but something that you can give in exchange to people that will be paying for this your idea, for your goal. And this is exactly the moment that we change just giving the money into the exchange, right? So I have a great idea and I invite you to actually support me financially, and in exchange I'm giving you something extra that you can benefit from, and you cannot do it in any other place, only in my campaign. And you ask what can be financed this way, and to be honest with you, almost everything. So the best projects are the ones that you have a tangible goal. So there is something that is happening, right? So my book is an example. So I was doing crowdfunding campaign to publish my book. So I wanted to gather the money, to raise the money so that I can finish with, editing, print it and publish it actually. So I need a kind of website or a place that I can, like a marketplace that I can put my my book and it can be available. You can have anything related to product, but also you can have like events, also films, videos that are very interesting, and I am thinking that we'll talk about that more.
Yeah, we'll develop this idea further. But tell me, why did you started to doing this, and how did you do that? So tell me about the beginnings, also how it worked with the book.
Yeah, and thank you very much for this question, because I love telling this story, and always I have this intention that maybe that can inspire someone to go grab your dreams and go grab your life. And to start this story, we should get back to 2009, 2010, more or less. I was working in international corporation, and I was responsible for Alternative investments, so like venture capital investments, private equity investments. So, you know, you have companies, firms that have money, that have funds, and they are searching for startups or some cool ideas that they want to invest, grow them, and exit the investment. So that was my job, to actually track this, to understand. Also in the company that I was working, I was doing like methodology, how to make it. And I started to have this dream. Okay, so if there are people that are working with other companies, they're investing in them, they are business angels. So you don't only have like firms, but also you have individuals that are doing this. And they are growing the companies, and later they are exiting from this work, having something that they gain, right? Like in majority of the cases, profits. But I believe that working with companies, this is so much more than just the money, right? So I had this dream. It started that I want to be a business angel, but I had this, like, I was sure that you can be business angel only if you have really a lot of money on your account. And I was like, okay, so is there a way that I can be business angel on my own rules and not necessarily investing like millions of dollars or whatever the money is? And I remember this moment when I discovered crowdfunding. So for us in the company, it was around 2012. The crowdfunding was known for like already 3 years or something, but not in Poland, because in Poland it wasn't that popular. But we started to see that in our research when we were working, and we didn't have an idea like what to do with that, you know, how to track it, like who is this crowd, like how you can actually understand who are these people that are investing in companies. And this was how I discovered crowdfunding. And actually I realized that I don't have to have like huge amount of money, but I can invest $1, $10, €50, you know, depending on, of course, the project, the scope, on the rewards that you can choose, and I can make a difference. So that can be my way of working with the companies, of working with individuals, exiting later this cooperation, you know, when the campaign finishes. So that was my story. And after this corporate life, I started to work with one of the crowdfunding platforms. So I was managing this. After that, I was like, okay, so what can I do to have like full experience? So I started to work in a public agency, like PR, advertising, marketing, so that to crowdfunding, I could add marketing skills. And at the same time, I started to consult and be active in the crowdfunding world. And this is how it started. And on the way, I did realize that I prefer to work with women, and I just want to make them grow and, you know, develop their businesses. And actually, I believe that I think a little bit differently about crowdfunding that majority of the consultants think that you can find on the market, because I like to see the big picture. So, you know, like the entire process, I see it as project management. I always work a lot about the end vision, you know, resources. So a lot of fun. I recommend.
Mhm. So this is how the idea of the book came to you.
Actually, yeah, you were asking about the book. I forgot, you know, I was in my flow of crowdfunding. So thank you for repeating. Actually, with the book, it was like that every time I was starting to work with a new client, I had to guide them through everything from the scratch, like from the very beginning. And I was thinking, like, is there a way so that I can actually somehow automatize this process, you know? And I was thinking that, okay, a book is a cool product that you can have, especially that I have a book and I have a workbook. So every book has additional workbook where you have a place for you have questions, and you can answer these questions and work on your idea. So that was one of the ideas, and this one of the reasons why I wanted to write a book. And the second was that this is my know-how. I know how to do it. The know-how that I am presenting in the book was developed with working like with hundreds of projects, and I thought that doing crowdfunding campaign, publishing a book, when I am a consultant and mentor in crowdfunding, will be like you know, a cherry on the cake. You know, that will be my way of showing you that I know what I'm talking about. So I know that I am a good consultant because I went through this. Like I really faced all the issues, I faced all the challenges, and I also faced all the happy moments, you know, because the campaign, these are ups and downs, and it's always like that. So I can tell you from my experience, and I am not only talking about theoretical ideas. And this is also why I wanted to make this. Of course, I could have do the game online course or whatever else, but somehow I thought that a book will be a good product. And also I had a book on my living list. So I like to call it a living list, not the bucket list. So among my dreams, there was to write a book. So why not?
Very,
This is how it
very
happened.
nice. And how did it went, your campaign for a book?
So that was really cool experience. Well, today I can say like that, because back then it was really hard, because if you remember 2020, you know that it was the beginning of COVID pandemic, and the time was really stressful, I may say, to majority of us. And I remember that in January, I announced that I will be doing crowdfunding campaign. The launch date was planned for 31st of March. And on 13th or 16th of March in Poland, there was a lockdown. And 1 week I was really thinking whether I should launch it or not, maybe to move it, maybe like not to bother. But I had many people telling me that, and this was something that I felt as well, that okay, pandemic is there, but it will be over. So we need this hope. And why not? My book can be this light in the tunnel, telling you that, hey, you can have your dreams, and once the situation is fine, you can get back to this, like you can do something. But doing the crowdfunding campaign during the pandemic was really stressful because everyone was focused on surviving. So, you know, there were many donations, many campaigns about rescuing bars, restaurants, rescuing medical staff generally, right? Like raising money for medical aids and everything that is not connected with making your dreams come true. But luckily, luckily, I know that I made it because I was, you know, I was following my steps and I was following the things that I teach. I raised 100% like a week or 2 weeks before the end of the campaign, and I raised a little bit more, so I met the second threshold. And yeah, that was amazing, you know. But I had people telling me, I cannot support your campaign because I have no idea what will be tomorrow, you know. So I do understand, but yeah, I'm happy that it went through. I was doing this on my own website, so not using an external crowdfunding platform. And that was amazing adventure, full of stress, uncertainty. So I wasn't sure, but I was trusting, you know, like I trusted my crowd. So it was really cool experience.
Yeah, that's it's really also a good idea to walk your path, as they say, that you do actually what you teach, and this is also very precious. Because also I spoke with Agnieszka Gaczkowska, who was also crowdfunding her book, and thanks to your advice, she also had a huge success on that. Yeah. But tell me, because I went on your website I think just after the campaign. I don't know how it happened. I just looked for the information for crowdfunding because I was launching my first campaign with Agata for her film, but then it was very, very fresh. I didn't know. I just didn't, connect the dots that it was so fresh. But tell me now, with your experience, also with the time that you gained, also, is it a good idea to finance a film, especially documentary film, in your opinion?
Yes.
And it's not a tricky question.
No, it's not a tricky question, and I believe that it is worth doing the crowdfunding campaign on every project that you are actually that you want to make. So with film, I think it is really amazing because crowdfunding, this is the validation of your idea. So one thing that I can tell to everyone that is watching us and listening to us is that if you decide, like deep down, you decide that you launch your crowdfunding campaign, there will be two paths that you will follow, or maybe two results that you will gain. So one is that you will gain the money that you are raising, and the second will be that you will not raise the money, right? And in my head, like in my mindset, I believe that every single outcome is beneficial to you. Because if you raise the money, you have the argument that you have to make a project. Like there are people who paid and they are waiting for the result. So you just have to do it. Like there is no better motivation. I can tell you from my point of view, my experience, that I didn't have my book finished when the money was there. I was so productive as never, because you know that people are waiting. And if you don't raise the money, you can have the feedback. So you can ask, and it doesn't mean that you will not be able to redo it later, but you can ask people, hey, like, why you didn't support? Like what would be the best to give to you so that you can support my project? Or what should I change? Maybe I should communicate differently. Maybe this is not the target group that I'm focusing on. Maybe this should be different, right? So I can tell you that I'm 100% sure that crowdfunding is amazing idea for the film, right? So because unless you want to make this video just for yourself, so you don't, you make it, you just want to have it as, I don't know, like to have it for your future so that you remember how you were and what you were doing. But I think that for majority of you, that will not be the case, but rather you will want people to see your path, right? And to experience this, what you have experienced. So I can tell you that there is no better path than doing the crowdfunding, because if people are ready to pay and they are ready to wait for the result, this is the amazing validation of your idea, and just I will tell, just the proof that you are on the good path, and just follow it.
Yeah, I think it's I totally agree with you, especially that you don't lose in any way, because
No.
On one way you have 100% or more of the amount that you needed for the film. But on the other hand, even if you don't raise enough money, there are also other possibilities, because there is not only the way that you return money, unless you choose this option. Sometimes you also need to finance a part of your film by yourself. So this is also the case that you are not losing, because maybe something, the time, the niche that you went to was too narrow. So this is also the case where you are testing if it's the niche, if it's the budget, which is correct. So I think it's also very, very good test for the film. And also a buzz, because when you start to talk about the idea, it's also the people who might be helpful in that process may also arrive. So this is opening of very expanded possibilities also for the creation.
Yes, and I have two thoughts. Like, first is that your adaptability or flexibility, however you want to call it, or both of them, are very active, because if there is a case that you don't raise 100% or you raise more, so I totally wish all of you that you have this challenge, right? So I raised too much, what now to do with the money? But maybe you don't raise enough, so you need to search for alternative solutions. So your adaptability, flexibility, creativity is really active. So this is one thing. And second thought that I have is that crowdfunding campaign is like very creative process to communicate. So the fun behind figuring out what you can do, like maybe I have to talk to people, how I should talk to them, what I should say, what I should tell them, how I should tell them. So don't tell to them like, oh my God, I need money, right? I'm raising money for my project.
Please
Because
keep
this, please give me money, please pay money to my campaign. This I can guarantee you will not be successful if you measure your success by 100% of target, right? Financial goal. But if you show them like what is the value, like what you're bringing, like what is your message, like if this is your path, for sure this is inspirational for so many people, right? So if you show this, like what you will learn because of my campaign, what you will experience because of my movie, of my film, of my video, this is the moment that you are gaining your crowd, right? And I can tell you that the moment that someone who you don't know, like totally, you have no idea who is this person, and this person is paying to your campaign, this is the moment that cannot equal to anything else. Like I remember first person that seriously, I had no idea who's that person and how this person knew. Of course, I asked like, what happened? Who are you? Why did you pay? And why did you pay so much? Because that was the person that chose really like a very expensive reward with some consulting included. And this actually initiated the cooperation that lasted for like a year and a half or something. So you said about that with your campaign, with making a buzz, you can attract people that can actually change your path. They can change the way you are thinking about your business. Maybe you can create a new business with them. You never know. That this is amazing. Like I'm 100% fun. I know I'm not objective, but I totally see potential in campaigns. And as we said, there is no risk. I mean, the only risk is that you will not be there exactly where you wanted, meaning, for example, 100% of the money raised. This is the only risk. But if you follow the certain steps, if you really spend the time on communicating, you will be maximizing your possibilities. Yeah.
And you also gain a huge experience of leading a crowdfunding campaign. And the one thought that follows you is that we are opening ourselves also to receiving, because this is a huge also test. How we can, just trust and receive in the context of giving the best of ourselves to the others.
Thank you for saying this. This is so important. Yeah. Maybe at the very beginning, you can ask yourself, am I ready to receive,
Yeah, but I also have sometimes responses for the people for the women who were interested in the program, that probably we are afraid of success. So this is also a huge lesson to learn, that what if I succeed, and if it's an amount that really was in my dreams. So be ready to really get your dreams come true.
Be ready to celebrate.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, thank you, Aga, so much.
Thank you.
So I hope that for those who are into sharing their story in a short documentary, I will exchange the thoughts. Contact us by email if you see that it's your vibe. Check in the episode description for the contact details, and probably if you decide to finance your documentary with the program Video Story, you will meet also Agnieszka, because she is the expert in this program to really help women to finance their film.
So I'm looking forward to meeting you and working with you.
Thank you so much, Agnieszka.
Thank you.